this 10 times scarier. So now they know Martin's not just a lone psychopath. There's a bigger conspiracy here?
That's what Lisbeth starts to suspect. And the more they dig, the more they realize they're running out of time. If Martin or his associates know how close they are to the truth, they won't hesitate to eliminate them. So, Blomkvist and Lisbeth know they're being watched now. They stop using phones and emails, switching to handwritten notes and meeting in random locations to avoid being tracked. It's like something out of a spy movie.
That sounds intense, but does it actually help them stay hidden?
It does, and it works. For a while. But Martin's smart. One night, Blomkvist notices the same car parked down the road from his cabin. Headlights off, engine running. When he goes to check, it's gone. The message is clear. They're not safe, even in Hedeby.
Okay, that's seriously creepy. So Martin's not even trying to hide that he's watching them now?
Exactly. And it works. Blomkvist starts losing sleep, constantly checking over his shoulder. Lisbeth tries to stay calm, but even she feels the pressure. Then, one night, Blomkvist actually hears someone outside his cabin. Footsteps. But when he steps out, there's no one there. Just the sound of a car driving off into the darkness.
Okay, at this point, I'd be getting out of there. This is straight-up horror movie behavior.
Blomkvist thinks about it, but he's too close to the truth. And Lisbeth, she doesn't scare easily. If anything, she gets angrier. She digs deeper, hacking into more systems, following more money trails. That's when she finds something that makes her blood run cold, a private storage unit rented under a fake name, linked to one of Martin's shell companies.
Please don't tell me they go check it out.
Oh, they do. And what they find inside? Boxes, neatly labeled. Old newspaper clippings about missing women. Personal items, bracelets, rings, even locks of hair. And worst of all, Polaroid pictures. Evidence of what happened to the victims.
Oh my God, that's the kind of thing you don't ever unsee.
Blomkvist nearly throws up. Even Lisbeth, who's seen some dark stuff, is shaken. But they can't take anything. They can't tip Martin off that they found this. They just take photos as proof and get out of there.
So now they have evidence. Why not go to the police?
Because it's still circumstantial. It proves Martin has a twisted obsession, but not that he's a murderer. And they need to be sure. That's when Lisbeth makes a bold decision to break into Martin's house. She's convinced he's hiding physical evidence, not just digital, and she wants to find it before he realizes how close they are. It's reckless, but she insists she can handle it.
Wait, break into his house? That sounds insanely dangerous. Isn't she more of a hacker than a cat burglar?
She's a genius with tech, but breaking into a house of a suspected killer, it's a whole different level of risk. Still, she does it. Middle of the night, dressed in black, sneaks in through a basement window. And what she finds, it's beyond disturbing.
Oh no, let me guess. She finds something she wasn't supposed to?
Exactly. She finds a hidden room, locked from the outside. Inside, there are shelves of videotapes labeled with dates going back decades. She doesn't have time to watch them all, but she grabs a few and gets out before anyone notices.
Videotapes? You mean like recordings of the murders?
That's what they're afraid of. Back at Blomkvist's cabin, they watch the tapes, and it's exactly what you think. Martin's recorded everything. The room was a trophy case, and now they have undeniable proof of what he's done. But the clock is ticking. Martin will know someone was in his house.
This just got way darker. But now they're in serious danger, aren't they?
They are. And Blomkvist makes a dangerous decision. He decides to confront Martin directly, alone.
Oh, that is a terrible idea.
It is, and it leads to one of the most chilling moments in the entire investigation. Blomkvist, against Lisbeth's warnings, decides to confront Martin. He thinks he can rattle him, maybe get a confession. But this isn't some boardroom argument. He's walking straight into a trap.
I knew that was a bad idea. What happens?
He goes to Martin's house, thinking it'll be a conversation. Maybe tense, but controllable. Martin, ever the perfect host, invites him in, offers him a drink. The house is spotless, modern, sleek, but cold. The kind of place where everything's in its place, but there's no life to it. Almost. staged.
That already sounds off.
Blomkvist thinks so too, but he pushes forward, starts asking questions, subtle at first, about Harriet, the family business, old secrets. Martin answers smoothly, never missing a beat. But there's something about the way he watches Blomkvist, like he's playing with his food.
Okay, that's terrifying. Blomkvist realizes it, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's this moment, just a flicker, when Martin offers him another drink and Blomkvist declines. And Martin smiles, but it's not the friendly kind. It's slow, calculated, and cold. That's when Blomkvist knows he's made a mistake.
So he tries to leave?
He does. Says he should get going, thanks Martin for his time. But Martin steps in front of the door. Casual, like he's just making conversation. But his body language says otherwise. The air shifts, thick, heavy. Blomkvist tries to play it cool, but Martin's eyes, they're dead, empty.
I'm getting chills. What does Martin do?
He starts talking, nothing threatening, just small talk, but he's stalling. Blomkvist knows it. He tries to find a way out without tipping him off. But then, Martin asks one question that changes everything.
What does he ask?
He says, "Do you believe in evil, Mikael?" And Blomkvist, thrown off, doesn't answer right away. That's when Martin calmly pulls a gun. Just like that. The polite host disappears, and what's left is something cold and predatory.
Oh man, so he's trapped?
Completely. Martin gestures with the gun, tells him to sit down, and that's when Blomkvist realizes. Martin's been expecting this. He's too calm, too prepared. He's done this before.
That's beyond disturbing.
Martin leads him to a door in the hallway, an ordinary door, but when he opens it, it's not ordinary. It's a soundproof basement. Clean, organized, horrifying. There's a table, restraints, tools.
That's nightmare fuel. What's Blomkvist thinking at this point?
Panic, but he tries not to show it. Martin, though, feeds off the fear. He locks the door behind them, casually, as though this is just another evening. And then, in the calmest voice, he starts talking. Not about Harriet, but about the other women. The ones no one ever found.
He admits it, just like that?
Not like a confession. More like reminiscing. Fond memories. He talks about his father, Gottfried, how he taught him the craft. It's sickening. And the worst part? Martin's enjoying this. Blomkvist realizes he's not getting out of this basement alive unless something drastic happens.
This is insane. Where's Lisbeth?
She'd been tracking Blomkvist's phone, paranoid, after he didn't check in. When she realizes he's at Martin's house, alone, her gut tells her something's wrong. She speeds over, but when she arrives, the house is silent. Curtains drawn. Too perfect.
She knows right away, doesn't she?
Yeah. She doesn't even hesitate. Breaks in. Silent. Methodical. She moves through the house like a shadow. Gun drawn. Meanwhile, in the basement, Martin's taking his time. He wants Blomkvist to be afraid.
That's terrifying. What's happening down there?
Martin's preparing something. Blomkvist is tied up, helpless, and Martin's pacing, talking, savoring the moment. He tells Blomkvist that no one's ever gotten this close before, and that's when he reveals the most horrifying detail.
What?
He says Harriet's not dead, that he knows where she is, but he won't say anything more, just smiles, that cold, knowing smile. It's psychological torture, and Blomkvist is barely holding it together.
Oh my God, so Harriet might be alive this whole time?
That's what he makes him believe. It's mind games, designed to break him. And just as Martin's about to finish things, Lisbeth strikes. She takes him by surprise, knocks him out cold before he can react.
Thank God, but that's not the end, is it?
Not even close. Martin escapes, and what follows is a heart-pounding chase through the Vanger estate. But this time, Lisbeth isn't holding back.
She's going to end this.
Once and for all. Martin bolts from the house, straight for his car. Lisbeth's after him in seconds, grabbing her motorcycle. The night air is cold, and the adrenaline is sharper than ever. This isn't a hunt anymore. It's a chase.
So Martin's driving like a maniac to get away?
Exactly. The Vanger estate surrounded by dense forest and winding roads, and he's tearing down them like a cornered animal. But Lisbeth, she's relentless. She rides like she has nothing to lose, gaining on him with every turn.
But he's in a car, isn't he faster?
He loses control. Just for a moment, a sharp turn, too fast, and the car skids off the road, crashes through the guardrail, and flips.
What happens?
Yeah. By the time Lisbeth catches up, the car's wrecked, smoking, and Martin's trapped inside. She watches, stone-faced, as the flames start to catch. There's nothing she can do, and she doesn't try. The fire takes him.
Oh, wow. That's how it ends for him?
Exactly. And for Lisbeth, it's not about revenge. It's about ending the nightmare once and for all.
That's intense, but fitting. He doesn't get a dramatic last word, just gone.
That's the thing. He wasn't. After Martin's death, they dig deeper into the family's history, retracing Harriet's steps. And that's when they find it, a hidden connection to Anita Vanger, her cousin.
Right, but Martin made it sound like she was alive. Was he lying?
That's what everyone thought. But they discover Anita had been helping Harriet all along. She's the one who got her out, helped her escape the family's abuse. And now, Harriet is alive, in Australia.
Anita? But she's supposed to be dead too, isn't she?
Exactly. She fled to escape her father and Martin. The whole Vanger family believed she was dead, because that was safer than the truth.
Wait, so Harriet's been alive this whole time, just hiding?
They do. The final confrontation isn't violent, but emotional. When they find her, Harriet finally tells her story, of the years of abuse, the night she escaped, and how Anita saved her life.
That's insane. So Blomkvist and Lisbeth track her down?
It is. And when she returns to Sweden, it's not for revenge. It's for closure. To face the family that thought she was gone forever. To reclaim her life.
That's heartbreaking and hopeful at the same time.
Exactly. The dragon tattoo isn't just a mark. It's a symbol of resilience, of fighting back against the monsters, and winning.
So, in the end, it's about survival. And finally, truth.
And hey, just a quick disclaimer. This narration stays true to the core plot of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, but there may be some exaggeration and minor differences for storytelling purposes. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There's more to come.
Subscribe for more content.